Welcome to the DJ Starr Show. I am your host, DJ Starr. We have a great show lined up for you all today. My first guest is Shannon Spruill. She's a great friend of mine, very talented young lady. She brought a book called My Reflection in the Mirror. It's an autobiography. And she's also started a support group called Bereaved Parents of the USA. So let's welcome Shannon Spruill to the show. Hey, Shannon, how are you, girl?
I'm doing good. Good.
Feeling pretty good?
Yes, I am.
All right. So talk about your book a little bit. What inspired you to write the book?
I went through a lot of medical difficulties coming up. Early on, in my early 20s, I suffered with cancer.
Oh,
I got through that. Had brain surgery for a condition called Arnold Chiari malformation. I also had Graves' disease. So I had a lot of difficult moments in my early 20s, early 30s.
Okay.
And also I wanted to share about some of the difficulties I had as a young woman growing up. I suffered from low self-esteem, bullying. Never felt I was pretty enough, never felt that people saw me, as a beautiful person.
Right.
And I know that there's a lot of women out there, a lot of young women that have experienced the same thing. And I just wanted to share my experiences, how I've gotten through it, the things that I have experienced, and how God and my faith in God has helped me through. So it was, the whole idea behind the book was helping other women know that there's hope.
Okay, you talked about in your book about your father not being the protector because he died early in your life. How did that affect you growing up as a young lady and as a woman today?
There were of course moments where you see your friends with their dad and you had that longing for that father figure.
Right.
But my mother did a superb job at raising us, so it wasn't like, oh my God, if I had a father, I would have been a different person.
Okay.
Because I give her credit. She did an excellent job as a single parent. We didn't go without. We had everything we needed, the necessities in life. She taught us right from wrong. So it didn't have a real huge impact on me.
Oh, excellent. That's good. That's real good. Talk about some of your health challenges that you mentioned earlier. In the book, you mentioned your Graves' disease. What is Graves' disease?
Well, my husband often teases me, when you get sick, you have to come up with something nobody never heard of. But I had been, for quite a long time, I had been suffering with headaches and stuff, and then I started, this was before the Graves' disease. Actually, I'm sorry, the Graves' disease was first. I started losing weight. I started just feeling generally tired and just, out of it. And I developed a lump in my throat.
Oh, wow.
And I was going to doctors. One doctor told me it was sinuses. I wasn't satisfied with that. The next doctor told me it was migraines.
Okay.
Until one day I was going to I was in Bryan and Stratton, and I was on the bus, and my stop came for me to get off the bus. I couldn't get up. My legs would not move. I mean, when I say terrified, I was terrified. A woman helped me off the bus, and at that moment, my girlfriend's mother sent me to her doctor, and that's when I walked through the door. He was like, I can't believe they couldn't see how sick you were. If I had waited 2 weeks longer, he said, I would have been in a coma. And Graves' disease is a disease of the thyroid, an overactive thyroid. But I mean, I had lost 30 pounds in a week's time. I looked like a skeleton. My hair was falling out. My eyes were bulging. I was just that sick. So that was a scary experience. And then after I get through that, a year later, I find out I'm suffering from headaches. They do an MRI, and I have a Arnold Chiari malformation.
Oh, what's that?
It's a disorder where you're opening here where your spinal column comes down, and this is where your brain sits. Well, my brain was pushed down into my spinal column.
Oh my goodness.
So they had to go in, cut me from here down my neck, open up and break off the back part of my skull to give room for the spinal fluid to flow.
Wow.
So like from here down, I don't have any skull. They had to remove that.
Wow.
So it was a choice of that or being paralyzed from the waist up.
Take the surgery.
But you know, God is good.
Yes, He
God
is.
is good. Look at me.
Yeah, I mean, she's a beautiful
You know,
woman, and
look
her
at
book
me.
is talking about faith throughout the book. We're going to kind of fast forward a little bit and talk about the chapter,
Yes.
which is called Bereaved
Yes.
Parents of the USA. How did it get started?
Well, I had the unfortunate experience of losing my son just 5 months ago. Brian is my middle son, and he was killed in a car accident. It was bad weather. It was 4 of them in the car. He was the only casualty. An experience no parent should ever have to go through. It was a very difficult time, and it still is difficult because I'm still in the healing process.
Right.
But when Brian passed, the one thing that I was looking for was other people that understood my pain.
Right.
Because I got kind of frustrated when people would say, "Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. I lost my mother. Oh, I lost my sister."
Right.
Not realizing that it is a totally different loss when
That's
you
right.
lose a child. You can't understand. You can't understand it unless you've been through it.
Right.
And I wouldn't want anyone to go through it.
Right.
So looking for a support group, there wasn't many options in Buffalo. I prayed on it. I'm a praying woman. I took it to God, and I just felt, you know, wait a minute. This is something that I wanted to do. I wanted to do it in memory of my son, and I wanted to be able to share with other parents, other grandparents, other siblings that go through this type of tragedy, loss of a child, and let them know that there's hope.
Okay, we're going to stop right here, take a little break, and come right back.
All right.
Hold that thought. Do not turn that dial. We'll be right back. Thank you.
You should wear a tie.
Dad, nobody wears ties to school.
Tie says you're serious. It'll make a good impression. And remember, you're there to study,
To learn, and to make something of myself. I got it.
Almost half of all UNCF students are the first in their family to go to college.
They have some great architecture classes.
Dad, I'm not really interested in architecture.
Well, keep your options open. And remember, no girls until your
Until my work is done.
And I'd make sure that I got my lunch.
Dad, you're not going. I am.
I know.
Listen, we better get going. Don't want to be late the first day in.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're the first to go, you're going for a lot of people. The United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
I can listen. I can cook.
I can coach.
Kids with something to do are less likely to do drugs.
I can drive.
I can paint.
I can dance.
A little of your time can make a lifetime of difference.
I can read.
I can help.
You can help. Call toll-free 1-877-KIDS-313 to find out about community drug prevention programs.
I can keep a kid off drugs.
To a child, a little of your time can make a lifetime of difference. That's why the Greenville Family Partnership sponsored a hike, because kids with something to do are less likely to do drugs.
Standing right in front of them.
Whether you're a good storyteller or a good listener, you can help. To find out about community drug prevention programs, call toll-free 1-877-KIDS-313.
I can keep a kid off drugs.
Welcome back to the DJ Starr Show. I'm your host, DJ Starr. We are returning back to Shannon Spruill. She's talking about the organization called Bereaved Parents of the USA. She is the champion leader here in the city of Buffalo of the support group. And she was saying before the break how it was hard for her to find a support group because she just lost her son back in October of 2013. His name was Brian Matthew Spruill. And we're talking about her support groups. Let's get back to that conversation.
Yeah. So, like I said, I was looking for a support group. And there are many support groups, but not a lot specific to the loss of a child.
Okay.
So, I decided it was something that I wanted to start. So I started doing research on a 501(c), and it was quite overwhelming, all of the paperwork and stuff you have to do. So I got discouraged, and I said, you know what, this isn't for me. But then I just felt like I couldn't let it go.
Right.
So I started searching, and I came across this national organization called Bereaved Parents of the USA.
Okay.
And at the bottom of it, it said, click on this link to start a chapter. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Here's an opportunity for me. And they did everything. They were in line with my vision, so to say. They did candlelight vigils. They did butterfly releases. It just was perfect. So I emailed the woman to start a chapter. But one of the criterias was that you needed to be at least 18 months since your child has passed.
Wow.
So I felt like, okay, that counts me out. But she emailed me back and she said, tell me your story. So I sent her an email. I told her my story. I told her how I'm doing, what I'm doing, where I'm at in the grief process.
Right.
She emailed me back. She said, I appreciate you taking the time, and attached is your paperwork to start your chapter.
Oh my gosh.
So we started the chapter. We hold our meetings at the William Emsley YMCA at 585 William Street.
All right.
It's the fourth Monday of every month. We just had our second meeting yesterday. We're actually doing a huge fundraiser in May, on May 26th, on Memorial Day.
All right.
We're selling raffle tickets. We're doing baskets. It's a raffle / informational session, basically introducing ourselves to the community, letting them know that this support group is there.
That is excellent. And she told me previously that there were other support groups in the West New York area, but not one in the city of Buffalo. So, you know, with her vision, she wanted to bring it to Buffalo to help parents. There's so many violence going on, people losing their kids all the time. And I think that what you're doing is awesome, Shannon.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah.
Because all I can see is just big and better things for you and for this organization, this chapter. And trust me.
And just so people will know, it's not just for parents. It's for parents, grandparents, and siblings.
Excellent. So if you have, you know, suffered a great loss in your own life, whether it be a child, a parent, a loved one, contact Shannon. What's your contact information?
We have a website, and it's bpusabuff.org, and there's a contact sheet there. You can just click on the link, and there's a contact form if you need to contact me. And for my book, I have a website. It's easy, shannonspruill.com, and I also have a contact sheet on that site also. And look out for my second book, which I'm currently working on now.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell us, or you're all set?
I'm good.
You're good?
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Yes. Excellent, excellent. Thank you guys for tuning in to Shannon Spruill. Like I said, she has a book called My Reflection in the Mirror, and she's also the champion leader of Bereaved Parents of the USA. Thanks a lot for coming to the show.
All right.
God bless you.
Thank you.
My pot of gold, your daddy's little girl, till heaven home.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
So my uncle calls and he says he's dizzy and he's losing his balance. I'm like, Uncle, you want me to take you to a doctor? He's like, no, I'm gonna look up the symptoms. I said, your symptoms are you're dizzy and you're losing your balance. So he said, I can't get on the internet because my arm is numb. I said, well, use your good arm and dial 911. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love is showing symptoms of stroke, don't wait because it might be too late. Dial 911. Time lost is brain lost.
Welcome back to the DJ Starr Show. I am your host, DJ Starr. And we have a special guest for you guys. We have radio personality Jazzy T from 93.7 WBLK. You guys should know her, right? Also, she's the Community Outreach Director for Hustle for Health Fitness Program. Let's welcome Jazzy T in the house.
Hey.
Hey, girl, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad to have you on the show.
Hey, I'm proud to be here, happy to be here.
All right. All right. Talk about your TV and radio broadcasting career a little bit for us.
Okay. Well, I started, as most people do, as an intern in Lansing, Michigan. I was going to Michigan State University, and I was interning there at the radio station. And within 4 months, they said, you know what, you have a really great voice. We would like to host a show. So I started hosting a show when I was 17 years old, Saturday nights throughout my college career. And as soon as I graduated, I ended up moving to LA and getting involved with TV and film.
That is excellent. Oh my gosh. Okay, talk about how radio and TV changed your life, though, overall.
Well, I tried doing some regular jobs, 9 to 5 type of things. It's not for me,
Really?
So it has made me happy about my career. There's a lot of people who get degrees in telecommunications or broadcasting and never have a chance to use those degrees.
That's right.
So I'm very happy and blessed that I can work in the career that I studied for. And it's just a vehicle to communicate with people, and when there's things going on that I want to share and talk about, I have an avenue to do that.
That's excellent. Talk about your internship. You interned at BET.
Yes.
Okay, and you worked alongside with Jackie Reed and the CEO, Debbie Lee.
Yeah, that was
how's the
exciting.
experience?
Well, she wasn't the CEO at the time. Bob Johnson still was.
Right.
This was 2003. But I had a chance to work on the BET honors for Aretha Franklin back then. So I was working in D.C., not the New York office. I was in the corporate office doing their creative advertising and helping to put together, they were just switching over their logo from the Black Star Power and just kind of rebranding the station. And I got to work with Jackie Reed on that Aretha Franklin weekend because they had a woman's luncheon, and everybody was in town, all the higher ups from BET. I mean, not from BET, but from DC. A lot of legislators, a lot of women in Congress, and different things like that. So just to be around these powerful women.
Yes.
I remember I was there, and they had the pink Cadillac drink. So
really?
one of my jobs was to help to make sure everybody had their pink Cadillac. And it was really, really cool. The drink actually was sitting in a little car type of thing. And
really?
Very, very awesome experience. And Jackie Reed was hosting the event, and she knew that I was working in radio and things like that. So I had got a chance to do a couple things with her on the side after that event, and just further my knowledge of hosting and just overall producing and putting on events.
That is amazing. So fast forward a little bit. How'd you end up here in Buffalo, New York?
Okay, so fast forward from there, graduated, went to LA, did a little work there, like I said, in TV. I ended up doing a lot of stuff in post-production, because that's really what I thought I wanted to do, is be an editor.
Okay.
Who knew, right? But after a while, I realized spending 12 hours in a dark room,
wasn't for you, right?
Really wasn't. I needed to get out and be with people, and I said, okay, I want to get back into radio.
Okay.
And I knew some people in Detroit. I said, well, you know what? I never actually had a chance to be on the radio in my hometown. So I came back, ended up getting on WJLB, which is the #1 hip hop radio station, and ended up working for Mix 92.3 as well, which is a mix of what we have here in Buffalo. You know how we have Urban AC with Chris Reynolds.
Yes.
Then later we have hip hop.
Yes.
Those were the two radio stations in Detroit that did that.
Oh,
so
okay.
Chris Reynolds heard me while I was on the air, literally called me while I was on the air and say, hey, Jazzy, want to come to Buffalo? I was like,
just that easy, huh?
Sure, let me log off here in Detroit.
Here I
come. But yeah, they were able to make me an offer that I couldn't refuse. And I really loved the Know Thyself campaign and just being, spiritual and being a positive person. I'll share with you, I was in Subway before I came here today.
Okay.
Shout out to Subway. And somebody was like, are you the Jazzy T? Because I had my BLK coat on. And I was like, oh, yeah, thank you for tuning in. He was like, well, thank you for making us happy. And I was just like,
like
that
a happy song.
Yeah, but that is my mission, though, just to uplift people's spirits. And, what better way to do that than through music?
That is excellent. Now, for a person that's just starting out in telecommunications, what is your advice to them as far as internship? Yeah,
intern. Learn as much as you can, and get as much contacts as you can. And nowadays, you can do a lot of stuff on your own. I mean, you have an iPhone that's capable of producing, little short clips or movies, or with all the advancement as far as audio technology, you can create your own radio show, put it up online, get yourself out there, get some followers, and then people will start to notice. Different networks and things like that will start to notice, or even just companies that you may want to work for.
Now, how do you balance being a mom and a wife in this phenomenal career of yours?
Well, it all happened at the same time. So
really?
It all happened at the same time. Came back from LA, found the man of my dreams, ended up getting the daughter of my dreams and the job of my dreams in the same year, in 2008.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And then we started our company, JR Galactic, a little bit later on.
Now what's that?
JR Galactic is a production company. We did a lot of casting in Michigan. Michigan was very a film budding state with their 42% tax incentive, which is something that's also happening here in Buffalo at the 40% level. And it's a very, very exciting time. And I'm working with the mayor and some other people to attract movies here. So JR Galactic started as a casting company because that's what I had came from working in Hollywood. So I had the pleasure of putting about 1,500 people on their first movie set. For different films, like Touchback with Kurt Russell, Silver Bells, which was a Christian-based film, and a couple other, Playback and Answer This. You can check us out on IMDb under JR Galactic and see all our credits. That's the Internet Movie Database.
Oh my
and
God.
So JR
You're a busy
Galactic
woman.
started off as that. We also helped to create reality show concepts as well and pitch those to networks.
That's amazing.
But JR Galactic has several different brands. So let's get into the wellness one.
That's right. That's right. So talk about the fitness program, Hustle for Health. How did it get started?
Okay, Hustle for Health started as a partnership, myself, my husband, and DJ Maestro, a.k.a. the Hustle Man. And he has over 30 different line dances that he's performed across the country. And he noticed that he started to lose weight performing these line dances. All his songs are instructional, so they tell you exactly what to do. What we did is add the nutrition, the mental, the meditation aspect, breathing aspect, juicing and smoothies and things like that. So we hooked up with a holistic wellness coach out of Puerto Rico, Taina Jordasid, and we put together Hustle for Health, which is a phenomenal program that is being adapted by Girl Scouts of Western New York, New York State Assembly, organizations like Friends to the Elderly.
Okay.
And very, very exciting times for us right now.
So where do you guys meet for your...
where do we meet?
Yeah, as far as your program.
Well, right now we're coming to you in a community center near you, yes. So actually on April the 11th, we have Friends to the Elderly, the Hustle for Health Senior Citizens Launch Party, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's a program designed specifically for people 50 years and older, and so it's a nice way to get some, moderately intense physical activity, get your heart pumping, get your lungs going. We also have another program. We're actually doing a fundraiser for Family Promise of Western New York, which helps homeless families here in Buffalo. So that's going to be May the 3rd at the George Urban Mansion. And so we have health and wellness vendors such as Fidelis Care and Cold Blue Juice Bar that will be there.
Oh, wow.
The Buffalo Jills will be performing with us as well. So I would definitely would love everybody to come out and support Family Promise at our fundraiser May the 3rd.
And now I went to the fitness program.
Yes, you were in our class, one of our inaugural classes.
Yes, and I had a ball, guys, okay? The line dancing, phenomenal. Great instructor.
Yes,
okay?
Yes, Jamie Smith, yes.
Yeah, so
wonderful instructor.
Are you guys still doing that as far as having it,
Yeah, we are still having classes. Right now we're just putting them in different areas, like I said, such as the Friends to the Elderly.
Right.
We'll start up at the Grider Center in May the 5th. Cinco de Mayo. Yep. So we'll have it for kids and for adults. So it's a family affair. So we'll do cardio, and then we'll also have some nutritional tips, and also, like I said, do things like vision board just to gain focus and just clarity in life, and just learning about things like the law of attraction and positive thinking, things like that.
So how can they contact you?
hustleforhealth.com. hustleforhealth.com, and you can also find us on Twitter at Hustle for Health.
Amazing, amazing. This girl is doing it, okay? She is on the move.
We
her
are
and her husband.
Yes.
I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, answer my questions.
We ran through them that quick.
I know. Oh my God, that's great. Talk about your radio a little bit more.
Yeah, well, here on WBOK, I host from 2 to 6.
Yes.
We have the Queen City Spotlight, which is just basically gives people an opportunity to give thanks for what's working in their life, for the people who's in their life. And then we also have the Jazzy Drive at 5 mix show, which I'm very proud of.
Yes.
With DJ Heat, we help to break new records. Okay. So if people are out there and you're talented and you have something that you think belongs inside the Jazzy Drive at 5, definitely hit me up on Twitter at JazzyT on air, and we can help to expose your music.
Okay, a couple more things. You have this beautiful T-shirt.
Yes. Let's talk about the T-shirt. Yes.
And you have the bracelet to go with it.
Oh, of course I do. All right, so this particular bracelet is a survivor shirt, and we are selling these and giving the proceeds to American Cancer Society through the Relay for Life. Yes, for the American Cancer Society. Okay. So these are available on our website at hustleforhealth.com. They're $15. Like I said, proceeds benefit the American Cancer Society, and they also come in pink with black lettering.
I love it.
You can get the classic white one with the green lettering as well. And we do have our bracelets that change color as you warm up. Then these will activate to yellow.
Oh, it does change color.
Yeah, you didn't get one of these before?
Yes, I got a bracelet. I just didn't wear it yet. Sorry, Jazzy. But I got the white T-shirt with the green lighting.
And you need to post your picture on Instagram, hashtag Hustle for Health. Anybody out there that have their T-shirt, we would love to have your picture on our Instagram, Hustle for Health hashtag.
Okay, so one more time about your contact information for Hustle for Health and the radio. One more time.
Yes, you can call us at 404-944. 716-404-9444 at Hustle for Health on Twitter, hustleforhealth.com.
Okay, thanks so much, Jazzy, for coming. Oh my God, girl, you are a busy, busy woman, but you're doing great things in our community. And we appreciate you.
Thank you. Really I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Well, guys, that's it for today. We have a great show. Thank God for Jazzy T and for Shannon Spruill. Great guest for today. Remember, put God first and keep your eye on the prize. Until next time.